Hey everybody, so before we start dealing with remainders, we first need to think about, well, what type of remainders are there? When we're dealing with a story problem, there are normally three different types that we then have to choose, like we have to understand what they are so we can make the correct decision. Because for all of these problems that are on this worksheet, you have to make a decision. You have to say, well, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with this type of thing. I have this much left over, so this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's think. I'm going to pause right here to give you a moment to think. What are the different types of remainders? So let's do that. All right, so which three are there? Which three did you get? Did you get these? The first type of remainder, or not the first type, but one type of remainder that we can do is fractions. This happens like when there's cookies or brownies or cakes involved. You can have a thing left over. It's not a whole, but you can split it into parts and give it to people. So that you can have a half or a quarter or a third. That's one type of remainder. You have to figure out, oh, can I split this thing into pieces and then give a fraction to people? That's one thing that we can do. Another thing is when we're dealing with money, you're going to have a decimal. So anytime you're dealing with money and you're splitting it between people, you will get, if it's not a whole number at the end, then you will have to figure out the decimals in there. And then last but not least, there's times where you're probably going to have to round up, or, normally you don't round down. Normally it's always rounding up. And that's when there's like real world things involving people or parts and machines. Like I have to order cars, so and I have enough. I don't have enough for 7 total cars. I just have enough for 6 cars and then a little bit more. Well, you still have to order 7 cars because you're not going to leave people there. All right, so that's the intro to dealing with remainders. From here on out, the next slide is going to be the problem. You work on it. Click the next one when you're finished. You'll see the answer. If you understand what the answer is or you got it right, click on that, I think the arrow over here maybe, and then you'll go to the next problem. If you get it wrong, click on the question mark. It goes to me doing the problem. And then you'll either understand it, thumbs up, or thumbs down. You do the thumbs down, or again, maybe thumbs down's over here. I don't know which way it does it. You're going to click on that, and it should open up your email so you can email me. Okay? Have fun. Enjoy it. And I'll see you if I see you. Bye. All right, so a bakery donated 273 cookies for the end of the year 5th grade school party. How many cookies does each of the 84 students get if they share the cookies equally? Well, if it was one cookie, if there was 80, so this is a total cookies, sorry. So this is cookies. And this is people or students. So if there was 84 cookies, each person would get one cookie. Right? Or, cookie per person, right? All right. So we need to find 273. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is double, because I don't see really any other relationship. It looks like it could be around 3, but not sure. Actually, I probably could do 3 in my head now that I think about it. I'm going to do that. Now I'll do this, 168. And then I'm going to add 3. So I'm going to add these together. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 84 plus 168 is what? 252. And if I look at 273 and 252, I'm off by what? 21. So I can't get a whole nother group in there because the group is 84. So each person is getting 3 cookies, that's for sure. There's 21 cookies left over. And there are 84 people. What do I notice about 21 and 84? Well, I noticed that you can get you can divide 21 by 21 and 21 by 84. So because 21, guess what? It's 4 times 21 equals 84. So this, if I divide each one by 21, that's going to give me down to 1/4. So that means each person gets 3 1/4 cookies. The equation is 273 divided by 84 equals 3 1/4, and you have to split the cookies. So this is one of those fractions one. I understand you can't literally split the cookies perfectly, but that's what you would do. You would do each kid would get 3 1/4 because you could It'll at least be in 4 pieces. Okay. All right, so there are 814 students going on a field trip, and they have 31 buses. How many students should go on each bus if they split up evenly on the buses? Right away, that's going to tell me I'm probably going to be rounding out, right? Because there's buses, so I'm not going to get like 2.5 buses. So let's do it this way. I know right off the bat, I think I can see 20 groups coming out of that. So I have 20 groups, which gives me 620. So I'm going to take away 620, see how much more we have. 194. That looks like about 5, right? Because 10 would be 310, 5 would be 155. So yeah, that makes sense. 5. Gotta subtract to see how many I have left. 39, so that's 1 more. And then that would be 31. Did I make a mistake somewhere? Oh, sometimes when I'm doing this stuff in the afternoon, I wonder if I've made mistakes or not. No, I don't think so. This looks about right. I have 8. Can I do any more? No, I sure can't. So I'm going to total up this, 20 plus 5 plus 1. So that means I'm going to have my answer is 26, remainder 8. So my equation is, I should have done it that way, 800, I'll rewrite it, 814 divided by 31 equals 26, remainder 8. But that's not enough. What am I going to do with the remainder? Am I going to have 1/8 of a bus or 8/31 of a bus? So I'm not going to do that. It's the real world. I'm going to have 27 buses. Okay, I'm going to be rounding up. Okay, even if it's like 26 remainder 1, you still need that extra bus. You need a whole other bus because that's the context that we're thinking about. All right, so it says Green Lake School is serving cake to their 840 students on the last day of school. Each large cake serves 48 students. How many cakes does the school need? And so we have 840 students. The cake is 48 per 48 servings per cake. My formula here is 840 divided by 48, or not my formula, my equation. So I'm going to be putting my answer there. So when I look at 48 and 840, I think I'm going to go with 10 first to get to 480. And then I'll subtract from there to get what? Like 360, right? And then looks like I can do a 5er. So that would be, this is 480 is 10, so that's 240. So 120, maybe 2, 96. $24. So I have 24 students, or 24 servings left over, right? So right now it's 17 cakes would serve all but 24 students. So I have 17 cakes, and then I have 24 students that are still needing out of 48, and that would equal to 1/2. So I'm going to need 17.5 or 17.5 cakes. That's, again, this is one of those fraction things. Sorry, I think I had my camera way over there. This is one of those fraction answers because we could split the cakes in half. All right, so problem number 4. Green Lake School wants to improve the landscaping around the school. The principal collected $476 from 56 parents to plant new trees. If all of the parents donated the same amount, how much did they give? So this is my money up here. This is the amount. Or no, this is my money. So if they gave $1 each, that would be $56. So we're trying to find how much money did they give so that our total was $476. So again, this is a money problem, so I'm going to have to do decimals. Okay, if I don't have a whole number, and it's dealing with remainders, so I know I'm not going to have a whole number. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go 10 to get to 560, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep track. 560 is way over. Yeah, what if I went half of that then to 280? So if I go 280, I can take some away. 186, does that seem right? 186 plus 280. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Because that would be 20 to get to 300. It should be 196. I knew I made a mistake. 196 left. So we have maybe 2, maybe 3. I think 3. 3 times 50 is 150. 3 times 6 is 18, so that's 168. 168. And that looks like that's going to be 28 left over. So it looks like we're going to need that. 5 plus 3, right? It's going to be 8 to get me to, how much? 300, 448. So if each parent gave $8, there would be $448, but there's $476. So where does the other $28 come from? Well, half of 56 is 28. And how do we do that in decimals? 0.50 is equal to 28 as well. All right, so my equation is 476 divided by 56 equals 28 remainder 8. Or no, sorry, 8. Oof. I got all confused. 8 remainder 28. But because we're dealing with money, it has to be $8.50 is the actual answer because, again, we're dealing with money. All right, during a play, 744 students will sit in rows in the auditorium. If each row can seat 32 students, how many rows do they need? This is one of those ones that I'm thinking about. If there's left over, that means there's kids left over. And if there's leftover kids, that means we're going to have to round up for the row. So I'm going to keep track of that. So I have 32, I have 744. I'm going to be under, right? I'm going to use that kind of the under strategy. I'm going to go 20 here. That's a simpler calculation, and I'm going to be under my dividend here. So that's 100. Oops, why did I start over there? 104. So now I got to look at 104 and 32. That feels like 3, right? Because 3 times 30 is 90. 3 times 2 is 6. That'd be 96. Subtract there, and that looks like 8. So I'm going to have 8 left. So my equation is 744 divided by 32 equals 23, remainder 8. But my real answer is I need 24 rows. Right? Because those 8 kids need to sit somewhere. Can't just send them home. Alright, so this challenge one, there's a lot of steps to it, and it can get pretty tricky and tiring, but let's go. The Friends and Family Committee sold tickets for a school dance. They used the money to pay for music, decorations, and snacks. Tickets cost $4.50, and 259 students bought tickets. So that's the first thing we have to find out is those 259 students bought tickets times $4.50. How much is that in total? Then they're going to say 1/3 of that total, okay, was spent on money, was spent on platters. So we're going to have to figure out what 1/3 of that total is. And then there's 15 platters of food. So then we're going to have to divide that total by 15. All right, so the very first thing I need to do is how much was the total. So we have one ticket is $4.50, and they bought 259 tickets. So where are we going with that? Well, what 100 would be
$450. So that means 200 would be $900. Let's see, we can figure out 50 because it's half of that. 50 is $225.
Is this your first show, guys?
And so let's see what, and then we need 9, right? Because 259. So if I know 10 is $45, and I'm going to take one group away, is going to be what? $40.50. So then I add all these up to get 259. So 900 plus 225 is 1,125. Oops. And then I'm going to add 225. Wait, I'm going to add that to $40 to get $1,165.50. All right, so that's the first step. Now I have to split that into thirds, right? I have to find out how much of this is 1/3 because that's what they spent on all the different stuff. So I have $1,165.50. I'm dividing that by 3. I think I'm going to go 300 first to get 900. So again, going. I guess I could go to 1,200. Let's go over. Why not? I normally never go over. So then if I'm going to go over, I think it would be way better to do this on a... And I want to get to 1,165.50. So I'm going to go to 1,200. So what's the difference between 1,200 and 165? 50 cents. It goes 1,999. Oops, no, that's a 10. 50 cents for $34.50 left. Or no, I need to remove $34.50. What is that when it comes to 3? If I can remove 10, that's 30. So that's $4.50 left, which is what? It's like $1 something per. $1.50. Yeah. So that's 1.5 gets me 4.5. So I need to remove 11.5 from 400. Oops. $388.50. All right, cool. So that is thirds. So they spent that on the platters. Whew. All right, keeping track of stuff. And so now we have this, and we're going to divide that by 15. All right, so here, hold on a second. We're dividing by 15. So what? 20 is 300. Subtract that. So we have 88.50. So would that be another 4? Would be 60. It gets to 28.50. So that's definitely 1. To get the 13.50. Did I do that right? Yeah. Ooh, sorry. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So I'm getting teeny tiny. All right, hold on, everybody. Okay. So how do I get 1350 out of 15? Well, half is 750.
Joaquín, guarda la bicicleta.
Is 750.
Es la tuya.
I'm running out of room here, so that's $6. So I can't do another half. I could do a quarter, because quarter is a half. So I'm going to move over here. So I have $6 left. So a quarter would be of 15. Half is 750. So a quarter would be $3.75. And that gets me to $2.25. How do I get $2.25 out of it? Half, quarter. I can't take another quarter away. A tenth is 150. No, I can take a tenth away. And that gets me to 75 cents. Ah, look at that. That's half. 75 cents is half of 50. So it'll be half of a tenth. 20th? Is that right? $1.10 divided by 2 is 1/20th. Hold on. And then, I mean, that's fine, Sweet Pea. I don't mind. 1/10, so 1/20th. I know I've messed this up. 1/20th of 15 is 75 cents. So that gets me to 0. So now I have to add all these up. I have 1/20th, 1/10th, 1/4, 1/2. If I think about these in decimal, because we're dealing with money, that's 50 cents, 25 cents. 1/10th is 20 cents. So 1/20th would be 5 cents. 75, 85, 90 cents. So that would be $25.90 is my final answer. I crushed it.